So reflection on your life is good, but there's a certain kind of reflection that becomes obsessive, and then contradicts, counteracts the heavenly life. That the only way to lead you to actual happiness. Swedenborg says this about it: but there are reflections of thought which I have observed many times, and because it had not previously been granted me to ponder about them, have evaded description. They are any objects of thought whatever which, when one is held in them, or one's reflection is kept fixed upon them by spirits, created a great deal of trouble, for the most part having to do with one's own affairs or things that are to come, as is evidenced from much experience. And then he goes on to
future and your sort of external life.
Then he goes on to list that list that we read. But look
okay.
So look what he says there, that when you ponder these things too much is not good, and when you are held in this reflection, or your reflection is kept fixed upon them by spirits. So even just sitting and obsessing about something is not really like it's not you doing it to yourself. It's not a natural state of mind. And if you've ever had a mind, like, I don't want to be thinking about this right now.
Oh man, isn't it true?
I don't want to be all kinds of things all across life, things with work, things with relationships. I don't want to be thinking about this right now, and I can't stop.
If you think you're in charge of your own life, try changing the tune in your head. Sometimes the tune just goes, and you go, I don't want to be, like, I'm sick of this song. It's gonna play. It's gonna keep playing in your head. I don't know how this fits in, but what it's making me think right now is that it so much depends on where you're coming from. Like, there's a certain kind of reflection on your life where you lift up to what they call 50,000 feet or something, and you're looking down on yourself, on your goals, and you're in a kind of peaceful or elevated state. And you're looking kind of from heaven's eye and seeing what's good and what needs work and so on. What these passages seem to me to be talking about is when you're kind of down in the basement or something, at a low level in yourself, and you're thinking about things from the wrong part of yourself. And then you're stuck, and it's a part of you that can't even do much about it. It's almost at the level of the thought is that it's better if you can't address it. You just let's worry that. Let's worry that. Well, I worry that, and so many of those things are completely outside of your control. The things that you love to worry about, or things that, Swedenborg can't control whether people like his book or understand it or something. It's completely outside of his control.
What's the saying? You're making a mountain out of a molehill.
Yeah.
That all this stuff is a big old Grand Tetons mountain range out of a bunch of little molehills. Same thing with, I definitely know this with, like, people in my life, like coworkers, friends, my family, that you can get into starting to dwell on, did this person say this thing? Did they mean it like that? What about this? And you start to, like, get this, oh man, now this is something that's got to be addressed. But then the next time the person talks to you, you realize, I was totally off base.
Way off. Oh yeah.
And I was creating something that wasn't there.
I know. Yeah, I saw this happen. I saw this happen in my life in a recent interaction where it was actually the lack of an interaction. I thought there would be something. I thought this person who I know well, doesn't live too far away from me, I thought that they would come and see me after I got back or something. They didn't come to see me.
Yep.
And a couple of months roll by, and I've got a whole thing going on they're probably mad about this, or it's probably that. That's probably what it is. It's probably that thing.
Yeah.
They're upset about that, but I don't know what to do about it. What can I do? Should I to say that there's something like that? On and on and on. And then I bump into them one day, and they're just like full of love. They're just like so happy to see me.
Yes.
It's like, oh my gosh, what a waste of time to just go through this drama in my head.
That's and you risk complicating and doing damage to the relationship.
I could have easily by just sort of like, what? Going up and knocking on the door and saying, what? You hate me now? Or
It's Dr. Jonathan Rose, or I'll open it. What? You hate me now?
Oh, look, honey.
It's the esteemed Dr. Jonathan Rose.
Yeah. And yet, you can get in trouble that way in relationships with people.
So I just want to comment on, you said a 50,000 foot view of life.
Yeah.
And this is sort of this whole doctrine of don't reflect too much is kind of like stay, if you can, at the 50,000 foot view. Whenever I am in an airplane and I'm looking down onto the ground, everywhere we go over, I'm like, that would be the greatest place to live. That'd be the greatest place to be in.
They're all so beautiful.
It looks so. Look at that beautiful landscape. I can't even imagine what. But when you're on the ground, it's like, oh, this just looks like everywhere else. This is not that great. Oh, this is too.
Yeah, when I was recently hiking up in some mountains near Tucson, and you got this whole view of the valley of Tucson. It's just gorgeous, and you're up there. It's all peaceful. It's like, wow, everything's just working the way it should work.
Yeah.
And you're not aware that like there's all these people who are fighting with each other, or they're mad about something, or whatever crime is going on, or whatever.
Yeah.
And it is. But there's something about that level, and there's a truth to that peace.
Yeah.
And when you're down in it, it's messy down there. And when you can lift up, it's a better position from which to view things.